In this video, learn how to rotate player head object, how to use Cinemachine to move camera with third person or first person view, and how to add character and move player in third person game. Easy custom inputs with any buttons. Our camera rotates only if a button is pressed. First, let's move this character somewhere else. Create a body object to control player's movement. Collider of player should be a capsule to move easier. Name it player body. Move it above the round. It comes with a capsule collider too. That helps player can stand on other objects. To be able to move, it needs a component rigid body. Make sure use gravity is checked and freeze all rotations. If you press play, this object can fall down and stand on the ground. Next, I will add some color for it to easier to look. It will need a head to control the camera. Name it player head. Move it inside player body and put it on the top of body. You can set its size smaller to fit with body object if you want. Make sure its trigger turn on, or you can delete. We don't need it. Add a color to it too. If you move the body, the head object will move too. In last video, we rated this player object to test character animations. We don't need it now, you can delete it. Next, add tag player for object player body. And add new visual scripting script. Name it player controller or any names you want. Open it. We're going to check mouse position per frames to rotate head object. Use input get axis to get the direction of moving axis. Enter mouse X. This will compare the position of current frame with the last frame. If position mouse X of current frame greater than last frame, it will return 1. If smaller than last frame, it will return -1. To rotate head object, use transforms rotate with axis and angle input. This input is object want to rotate player head object. When mouse position moves to left or right, it will rotate rotation Y of head object. This event will affect to rotate Y-axis only. Next, create a variable named mouse speed. This is the speed of rotation when mouse is moving. Get axis will return a value from -1 to 1. To apply the speed value, multiply it. This value is angle to rotate in one frame. Press play to test it. It worked very well. You can see what angle it will rotate in one frame. When mouse moves up or down, we will have rotation X of player head. But if you rotate X value only when it is over 90 degrees, its angle X will go back to 89 degrees and glitch like this. Then we will create rotate X value in a different way to limit its value not over 90 degrees. Create a graph variable with name rotation X. With its default value is 0. We will update its value every frame too. Update rotation X and Y at the same time. Copy these values. Rotation X will be rated based on direction of mouse Y. New rotation X will be its last frame value and rotation change in this frame. This value is the rotation change in one frame. We need to add it with value of rotation of last frame. Then we have new value of rotation X in this frame. Now we have rotation X value already. Next, update the rotation of player head with this value. This time, we can use Euler angles for it. This input is object to rotate, player head object. Vector 3 input is Euler angles in X, Y, Z direction. We already have angle Y value from above event. Let's get that Y value down here. And we have rotation angle X value here too. Let's play to test it. It works. It can rotate up and down now. But if you rotate the angle X over 90 degrees, it will back to value 89 and make it glitch. We need to limit its angle to fix it. We have the value of rotation angle X here. To limit it, use clamp. For best result, limit it from minus 80 to 80 degrees, or from minus 60 to 60 degrees is okay. The issues was fixed. You can move mouse everywhere. It works perfect now. We will use Cinemachine plugin to control the camera. Enter name Cinemachine. Select it and click Install. After installing, you can find it on menu Game Object. Cinemachine Virtual Camera for 3D Game. Then rename it Cinemachine Object. On option body, select third person follow. Add option follow. Add object for camera to follow. Camera will follow and rotate as object player head. Dampen values are time to delay of camera movement. Set them all to 0. And the offset position as well, reset them to 0. At option aim, set it same as follow target. Camera distance is the distance to the follow object. If you set this value to 0, the game will be the first person view. Set camera distance value back to 2, then press play to test it. When mouse go down, camera will be up. Or move mouse up, camera will go down. Let's fix for camera and mouse go the same direction. We just need to change the rotation to opposite direction. It worked very well now. Open player controller script to add more events. We're going to check buttons to see if left or right button is pressing. Input get access same as above, but this time with name horizontal. It will return direction of button left and right. And vertical, you have the direction of button up and down. You can check them in Input Manager. It will return value -1 if button A is pressed, and value 1 if button D is. For vertical, they are button S and W. Create a vector tree for these directions inputs. In 3D game, position X is for left and right. Position Z is for up and down. Y is changed if player jumps. Normalize to make sure they return value from -1 to 1. Multiply these values to the move speed or distance to move player. Create a variable for move speed. This is distance to move player per frame. This event works for top-down game only. In third-person game, player movement is based on the camera rotation. You can get rotation of camera or player head, they are same. Multiply the camera rotation with player movement. Vector of rotation must be the first input, A. Now we have vector x, y, z of player movement already. To move an object, use set velocity. Input this will be the object that has rigid body component. We're going to move object player body. On player body object, we added tag player for it. You can replace object player body with tag player 2. Move object with this vector of direction. We have finished the initial event. Let's play to test it. Left and right work well with the camera rotation tool. But if you point camera down to the round and press X or down button, watch this Y value. This movement vector changes Y value due to camera rotation. To fix, we need to keep Y value as equals even camera is rotated. Add new vector 3, X, Y, Z. We will add X and Z values from movement vector and don't change Y value. To keep the current Y value from movement or velocity, use get velocity and get Y to get the current Y value. Next, update X and Z values from movement vector. The issues was fixed. We finished the third-person player movement event completely. If it is slippery and takes longer for player to stop movement, on rigid body component, increase drag value will fix these issues. Open 3D character we repaired on video part 1. Put character object inside player body object. Now it will follow and move with object player body. Scale character bigger as you want. Then put object head and body to invisible. Press play. Now your character can move with object player body very well. Every time you want to change your keys for movement, you need to go here and enter new button keys in Input Manager. Let's fix our script that do not use this input axis. We need to replace input get axis horizontal and vertical. First, let's group these in one new custom event. I will name it third-person player movement. Every time we call this custom event, it will do all these things. Let's remove input get axis value. We will create a new one by ourselves. This value of get axis is a vector 3 of directions. Each direction will have value from 1 to -1. Delete this. We will get vector 3 of direction from an argument of custom events. Separate them. Add any keys or buttons you want to move character here. I use button D to move player to right. Add a new flow variable. Name it move vector. It will be vector 3 of directions. To move player to right, vector X, Y, Z, 1, 0, 0. Next, add this vector 3 of direction to our custom event. Do the same for buttons move to left or up and down. Move to left, vector X, Y, Z will be -1, 0, 0. Button W move forward. And button S to move backward. Press play to see the result. It worked. Now you can use or replace buttons with new keys anytime you like. But there is one issue here. The cursor cannot move to the direction with angle 45 degrees. To fix it, we need to add multi-button with their directions. Add button up and down after button right. If button right and button up are pressed at the same time, direction will be 1, 0, 1. Right and down 1, 0, negative 1. Now apply all new multi-buttons to our movement event. This connection is for button D, move to right. Do the same here. Let's test it again. You can see our cursor can move an angle of 45 degrees now. Additional, with these buttons input, we will know easily when no buttons are pressed. It means the player stop movement. That we can switch cursor animation to idle after walking here. We will do it in next video. We have events to rotate player head, but it will rotate the camera all the time. To stop it, let's add a new graph variable. We will update the rotation only if this variable is true. Next, add button to turn this variable true or false. I will use mouse button right for it. Only if mouse right is pressing, camera can be rotated, as the camera in-game World of Warcraft Online. Mouse right is pressing, variable camera on is true. If mouse right is up, variable camera on will be false. Now you can test the game more easier with this camera input. Camera can be rotated only if mouse right button is pressing. With these events in this video, you can use them on touch-button phone games easily with touch error. Next video, we will do how to switch between movement animations and how to rotate cursor with the right rotation. Thank you for watching.